A new poll shows that 80% of Americans don't trust the government and only 20% kind of do. So maybe all of us libertarians not so wrong after all. According to Pew Research, public trust began plummeting in George W. Bush's second term, really hasn't stopped sliding since. The same survey shows Americans now trust the government most to respond to natural disasters and to prevent terrorism, and least to help people out of poverty and manage immigration, because they do pretty badly with both of those. So is low trust in government a bad sign of things to come? And is there anything, perhaps a third party, based on the principles of limited government that could fix this? With me now, 2020 Libertarian Party vice presidential candidate and chair of You Are the Power. .net, Spike Cohen, is back. So, Spike, now's your time. People are fed up with government. Only 20% think that government is doing an effective job. They have lost faith. When are libertarians going to realistically capitalize on this?
Well, I think we've already been capitalizing on it. Libertarians have a record number of elected officials across the country, mostly at the local level, but that's where any political party has to start. And it's as a result of, the panel that you just had was kind of a perfect example of what's happening, why people are getting sick of the two-party system, and not because of those individual panelists or anything they said, but just the narrative of, oh, I'm a hypocrite? No, you're a hypocrite. And then the other side saying, oh, I'm a hypocrite? You're a hypocrite. Or I did that? No, you did that. The reality is the American people have watched Democrats and Republicans, people in power who have been doing nothing but basically the same thing with different flavoring every 4 years, every cycle when one side replaces the other. And they've kind of grown up to the reality that the Republicans and the Democrats are two heads to the same ruling class monster, and that the purpose of all of that back and forth, all of the theater of opposition that we see, is really just a distraction from the fact that they're working together every single day to rob us blind, to enrich the billionaire cronies that sponsor both of them. And when that cycle breaks, and when we kick them out of office and replace them with people who want to put that power back in the hands of the people, that's when we'll see an end to all of this.
So what is the number? How low does faith in the U.S. government have to get in order for people to make a meaningful shift?
So I don't think that that's actually what it is, because if that were the number that we were looking for, we'd already be there. I mean, if 20%,
what is the thing that makes people? Because a lot of people go, yeah, I'm very libertarian in my beliefs. I want the government out of my life, but I'm never going to vote for libertarians because they're weird and they're never going to make a difference.
It's not even that they're weird, because there are plenty of weird Republicans and Democrats. It's I don't think they can win.
Madison Cawthorn.
And that's the problem that we have to face. And we can't lead with things like, how hard it is to, get on the ballot and things like that, even though it's true, because that kind of backs up their narrative that we can't win. So instead, what we need to be doing is growing at the local level, building our way up from there, and showing what libertarian solutions look like on a day-to-day basis, instead of just talking about policy. We have to show how libertarianism works. Because unlike Republicans and Democrats, we don't have enough elected officials to be able to point and say, see, listen, that's what happens when libertarians are in office. So we need to build that base of getting libertarians elected, and not just large L Libertarian Party members, but just liberty-minded candidates from other parties, or even
I'll take liberty-minded candidates. I will take coalitions all day long. We have to change something, because we're allowing two parties to completely capitalize on chaos and screw us all over in the process. Spike Cohen, great to see you. I'll see you in July at Freedom Fest. Did you know that?
Yes, see you then.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. You're
Absolutely,
going to be there.
Can't wait.
We're featured speakers. What? All right, thank you, dude. Coming up, George.